Hello and welcome to another YouTube Tuesday from My Jobs Place. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with questions at interview. Typically in an interview there are two types of question, what I would call chronological and also competency based. To deal with chronological first, typically these are the warm-up questions in an interview. They'll come at the start and they usually are something like, take me through your CV. Can you talk about the highlights on your CV? Please talk about the last 3 jobs that you did. Typically spend probably 5 to 10 minutes on this area. Go through your work history. Do not bore the interviewer to death with a half an hour history of your work. Just highlight key areas that you think are relevant to the job. The second part of the interview, and this tends to be much longer, is when they start to ask what are called competency questions. And in competency questions, what the interviewer is looking for are demonstrations of capability around competencies. Now, a competency is typically something like team player, desire to go the extra mile, how to work effectively in a team, how to win financially. They're looking for demonstrations of your capability. And to convince the interviewer that you know what you're talking about, they always look for evidence. So wherever possible, use facts and figures. For example, if they're asking about examples of team play and you're in a sports team, talk about how many matches you played, how many matches you were successful in, did you organise each match, did you organise the social after the match, did you organise kit, changing areas, all of those types of things. They're really looking for your ability to work within that team and demonstrate how you led that team as well. Similarly, if you may get a question around demonstrating project management capability, pick an area, use evidence, use facts and figures, and convince the interviewer that you're the one for the job. Usually competency interviews may last around sort of 45 minutes to an hour. I would say keep your answers reasonably short to a couple of minutes. If the interviewer wants more detail, they will probe and they will ask. What they'll usually ask is, can you tell me your exact role in that? So they're actually looking for what you did within that competency. And as mentioned before, be precise, use the facts and figures. The final area we're going to cover today is what happens if you don't know the answer to a question in an interview. I'll say first of all, just clarify and talk the question back to the interviewer so you've got exactly the understanding that they've got. For a couple of reasons. One, it buys you a little bit of thinking time while you're talking to them. But also, just make sure you haven't misunderstood the question and you are talking on the same terms. If you still don't know, our advice would be that to be honest with the interviewer, try and make it positive as much as you can, but say you don't actually know that. But if it's basic facts and figures around the company, e.g. number of employees, turnover for the company, how many sites they might have, that's stuff that you really should learn and understand before the interview. So become armed with all the basic facts and figures. But if it's something more technical you don't know about, be honest. Our advice would be definitely do not lie, because any experienced interviewer or HR person will be able to smell a lie a mile off. They'll make you look very bad in comparison to other candidates. So in summary, if you don't know the answer to a question, check you have the same understanding as the interviewer, clarify the question, and if you still don't know, just be honest, because in the final outcome, they may be asking a question that no one will really know the answer to, and they're just testing whether you'll tell a lie or not. That concludes today's YouTube Tuesday. Hope to see you all next week. Thank you.